There are neighborhoods, and then there are, whoa, amazing neighborhoods. Windsong Ranch is one of those, whoa, amazing neighborhoods. And today we're telling you the 5 things that make it a, whoa, amazing neighborhood. Let's get started, like now. Hey, welcome back to Moving to Dallas Guide. I'm Brian White, your host and local North Texas realtor. Whether you're moving to Dallas or just moving to your next home in Dallas, we've got you covered. This is the show where we get your questions answered so you can feel comfortable and confident making your next move. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one of our weekly updates. All right, today we're talking about Windsong Ranch and what makes it an amazing neighborhood in Prosper, Texas. So we got your hosts here, Brian and Tisha White. We're real estate experts and we have been here for a long, long time.
Let's dive on in. Windsong Ranch. Let's start with that neighborhood.
What do you love about Windsong Ranch?
So many things. I love Windsong Ranch. It is such a beautiful neighborhood. I wish I could live in like 5 different neighborhoods at the same time. It is absolutely fabulous. It's a huge master plan community. Absolutely beautiful. It has about 30 miles of trails woven in to the neighborhood, which I think is so great. It is really beautiful. I mean, it is so well thought out, from each street and the parks that they did in there. They have tennis courts, water park area, just really beautiful upon driving into it. And Brian, why don't you tell us about, like, they have some awesome builders, right? They have really good selections.
Yeah, so Windsong Ranch is awesome. One of the things that we love about it is because there are 3,300 homes. I mean, 3,300 homes in Windsong Ranch. So, you know, what that allows is it allows a lot of diversity. It allows a lot of diversity in price points and lot sizes and builder sizes, and there are a ton of builders, right? So there's everything from, you know, from single family kind of townhome type product all the way up to large lot custom homes. So we got everything from Grenadier Homes. There's Drees and Shattuck is building a couple of different types of products there. Belle Claire Homes, as well as American Legend. So what a lot of people don't know is Belle Claire is actually the big sister kind of luxury brand to American Legend. So a little bit like Huntington Homes is the luxury arm of Highland Homes, Belle Claire is the luxury division of American Legend. So that's pretty great. And then Tradition's kind of building a little bit of a modern flair. You know, their homes are very different from at least what we have seen built in North Texas. So that's exciting, and to see that in a master plan community. And then just wrapping that up with Southgate. You know, Southgate is another one that's kind of been building more of the craftsman to modern style homes over the last couple of years. Man, they build a great home. Those are super exciting to see.
Yeah, if I could jump in, you know, the fun thing about these master plan communities is, because there are so many builders, you can pop into model homes and get a real good feel for the product of the houses. I particularly, Shattuck has some over there that really I can pop into every day. I always love a good model home, Brian, because there's no dirty socks in a model home. They don't have kids who've left their socks strewn across the whole house. So definitely seeing those model homes is a great way to check that out. So,
and what's interesting about Windsong right now is, number one, it has appreciated a ton, right? So a lot of, you know, the market has appreciated over the last couple of years, but Windsong Ranch was already kind of a premium neighborhood, and because of all the amenities and everything that it offers, I mean, it's got a cafe. It has a cafe in the middle of the neighborhood. You can get a quick sandwich. I mean, what else?
You'd love a cafe. You'd love a cafe. That's right. So.
That is pretty right. But there's so the values have gone up a ton, and where we can help, right, is builders are tight. Things are tight right now, and it can be hard to identify when is there going to be inventory, when are there going to be options available. And, you know, I'm helping a client right now in Windsong stay in touch with a builder, because for this particular builder, this particular product, there aren't going to be any homes available for a couple of months. So we've got a relationship with the builder, and we're staying in touch to make sure that they get one of those homes when they come on the market. And that can be one of the ways that we can really, really help people.
And with the new build, you know, of course you can walk in and you can buy a house without a realtor. But honestly, honest to God, before we became realtors, before we did anything in this industry, we had bought our first house and no one helped us with the selection of the floor plan, the lot location, how much money to put into this house. And that was our first house. We just did it off our own knowledge, lost our butts on that house.
I think the reason why is we go through a model home and not everybody has vision, right? Not everybody has vision for the way things are going to come together, the way things are going to look. And that's me. I got no vision. Tisha's got vision. So when you see something in a model home, you're like, I gotta have that, and I gotta have this, and I gotta have that. And you can over improve a house, right? I was prepared to spend a fortune because I wanted all the upgrades, and you don't need it in most cases, and it doesn't make sense financially. So now obviously I've got a much different perspective on things and much more knowledge, and then you bring the expertise. So
yeah, so that's important when you're looking at a new build. Use a realtor. But now that there are so many houses built in that area, there really are a lot of existing homes to purchase in that neighborhood as well. So, and they're all pretty new homes, and so you have a lot of options in Windsong Ranch. Let's talk a little bit about just some of the amenities that they offer in Windsong Ranch. I mean, we can kind of spend all afternoon. It blows you away, right?
yeah, let's just talk about the big thing that we haven't brought up yet. There's a lagoon, people. There is a lagoon in the middle of the neighborhood. I'm actually showing and sharing a picture of that right now. There's a massive lagoon right there in the middle, but it's just a massive multi-acre lagoon, 5-acre lagoon. It's 8 feet deep, if you can believe that. So they've got everything from, you certainly can swim there, but they've got kayaking, they've got yoga classes, they've got crazy stuff going on in that lagoon. So goodness, and that's just one of the many amenities that they have in Windsong.
Yeah, they have over 600 acres of green space. They have creeks and ponds. They have miles, like I mentioned, miles of hike and bike trails. They've got, they're gonna have an 18-hole disc golf course.
Well, and in terms of location, so they've got that disc golf, and then in terms of location, it is just across the street, just across 380 from the PGA headquarters. So there are gonna be several golf courses just around the corner when that hits. And so there's both amenities on property and stuff that's just right around the corner.
And you know what? One of the fastest growing community sports around is pickleball.
Yes.
And so they have pickleball courts, they've got basketball courts, they've got tennis courts, all just, and I don't know if Brian's mentioned it, but they have a cafe, fitness center, dog park. I mean, it's like living in a resort.
Well, and so when that becomes important is, so in today's world, right, there was a time when people drove to the office, maybe they drove to the airport and flew out, but now so many people are working from home. Having more stuff close to home is super important, right? You're living and working where you live. You need to have grocery stores nearby. You need to have activities nearby. And there's a grocery store just almost right outside the front door of Windsong Ranch. It's, it's a little bit farther, but it's just a few miles from areas in Frisco called Legacy and Legacy West, which is really all of the shopping and dining that anybody could ever need.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Great shopping and dining areas over there in Legacy. I mean, we head over there from our location, and so really easy to get to. So yeah, Windsong Ranch, it's blowing up out there. A fabulous, beautiful place to live.
One other thing to mention is the schools that are in Prosper ISD. And before we go any further, we always insert a disclaimer here that you should do your own research. We actually use a site called niche.com, that's NICHE.com, to get these ratings, and Niche gives them an A+.
Woo, that is a hot score for sure. For us, when we're thinking about placing people in different neighborhoods or whatever, whether or not you have school-aged children, we always look at the schools in the area because they do make a difference with resale. So if you're picking between two houses and one has a much better school district, it's a good bet that one would be a better buy long-term.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, and then we did want to mention that Windsong Ranch is in really the northernmost corridor of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It's kind of, if you're heading straight north up the Dallas North Toll Road, you're going to keep going, you're going to drive through, originally where it ended was in Plano, and then it extended to Frisco, and now it's extending really to Oklahoma. But you don't have to go quite that far to get there. You're gonna stop at the corner of the tollway and 380. Take a little right. 380 is a corridor between Denton and McKinney, which is also speaks highly to the location of Windsong, because there's great roads, great traffic. McKinney's a great spot to shop in addition to Frisco, as I mentioned before. So pretty good spot. That also leads us to the con that maybe you want to talk about it, because I know this is one that is a burr in your bonnet.
Yes, well, you know, it's very new out there where Windsong Ranch is, like Brian has mentioned several times. And it does, the main road that you come out of and that you drive on is 380. And it's I like to call it a highway, okay? Because it is, I mean, it's zooming. I mean, it's not a highway, but it is a zooming road. There's a lot of traffic. And if you want to avoid like really heavy traffic, you can't really do that up in Windsong Ranch because you have to hit that 380. And
that would be at 3 a.m. would be the
that would be
traffic
at 3 a.m.
on
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, it's really still on the outskirts. I mean, everything's building up there as fast as possible, but it's like a little thing here and there. Like Brian said, there was fun if they put in the grocery store, and you're seeing things pop up, like a new movie theater popped up around there. And, you know, they do these pop-up shopping centers here that have like your TJ Maxx in it and your Best Buy and that kind of stuff. So they're popping up that stuff around there, but it's still a little further out. It's, you know, from the Dallas area. So that's a con as well. So
yeah, it probably won't be long. So the traffic is going to be nuts, and it's only going to get worse for the foreseeable future. It probably won't be long before you see a lot more amenities, because I mentioned the PGA headquarters is coming, and that's going to bring a lot of business and a lot of development. And there is the same developer from Windsong has announced a neighborhood as large, actually a little bit larger than Windsong, is going to be immediately north of that. So that one's actually in Salina, and so there's going to be booming growth in that area. With that comes amenities and shopping and all the things that make an area awesome. It's not there yet, so still a little time left before that happens. But many reasons why Windsong Ranch is one of the best neighborhoods in Dallas.
I'm just going to say Dallas, Texas is an awesome place to live. We are so lucky that we have amazing neighborhoods out here to compare. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be talking about other awesome neighborhoods that you can consider when moving to Dallas, Texas.
You know what? If you are moving to Dallas, then we're your people. And just to wrap things up, we would tell you that we want you to know that God is good, that Jesus has forgiven you, that you are loved, and everything is possible.